Morning, legends. I'm past the rant of yesterday. Round 11's almost here, and Magic Round time, so I'm super excited for that. That's for sure, and hopefully the audio issues are fixed. It's happened in a couple of videos now. It seems to happen for like a minute or two, and then just goes away randomly. So I'm not sure what's happening, or if I'm leaning on the cord or something. So I've moved the cord out of the way. No more touching. Hopefully we're all good on that. But thanks again for checking into all my videos, and we get into the Roosters here, 38-18 victors there over the Warriors, and it all started with a bang. Dom Young was on 57 in about 15 minutes. It was incredible. He had four live breaks at the time. I think he ended up getting 5 pretty quick after that with the 2 tries there, and obviously the tackle breaks and a couple of sort of long range line breaks, which really helped him out. So he was the buy of the week, wasn't he? At 505k, an absolutely terrific score. And it was 2 tries to Dom Young, 2 tries to Angus Crichton within 12 minutes. So if you ended up with the Crichton straight captaincy, or if you vice captained him and got that double, that was really, really cool. Like, just in comparison, Plath ended up going up 1 point, by the way, to 32. But Crichton compared to Plath was 55 point difference. So I own both, obviously. So it's just a 55, not the double, because I do get that half of the double for those that aren't sure on that one. But 77 for Crichton with those 2 tries, 39 tackles for a miss, 109 meters gained. That was awesome. Good stuff for Crichton owners. It's probably close. He'll probably be close to 800k again after this with that super low break even. So, and somehow surprisingly, he's only at a 57 average for the season after this last sort of month of absolute domination. So good stuff. Crichton, he's come out with a bit of a foot issue. He's got a good amount of bruising, and NRL physio said he'd be surprised in that scenario if he actually missed out a week. So a lot of the time they play through those types of issues. So just keep that in mind with Crichton. But yeah, definitely not another injury that we need, especially from one of our top tier captaincy options with Cleary and potentially Hines out as well. Adam Finnell-Blake, 61, ended up with that try in the back end of the game, 69 minutes as well, 9 tackle breaks, and obviously, 3 missed tackles there, 164 meters gained, which was great. Awesome stuff from Adam Finnell-Blake. Continues to show his dominance in that mid position. He's edging closer to Isaiah Yeo, and obviously doesn't play Origin either, so a very, very good buy. Much better than where Tohu Harris is at the moment, with his base stats have gone down the last few weeks, sadly. So there you go. Tedesco, 59. Hit a lovely game as well. Obviously 9 tackle breaks, the try saver turnover tackle helped, and the try that he got there. So yeah, great stuff from him. 59, if you jumped on this week, you get a good price rise. So unfortunate for non-owners like myself. But he was the better purchase over Drinkwater this week anyway. Connor Watson, 56 in 73 minutes. So with Brandon Smith being ruled out, Connor Watson was the guy. And not as good of a score as last week without the attack, but all in base, 56 in that 73 minutes. It's hilarious that if they've got Brandon Smith and Sandon Smith in the team as hooker cover, Brandon still plays 55 minutes, and Watson they just give him all the minutes because obviously it's a fitness thing. If Brandon obviously can't play that long, otherwise he would be, I think, is the nuts and bolts of that one. Because Connor Watson is not their first choice hooker, but he's out there dominating on that front. And they were ahead very early in this game, and he still didn't get like a big rest at all. Now Butcher, 55. He was good again. Obviously defensively, 48 tackles was nice for any owners. Hold on. Sammy Walker, 53, a good return game here. Obviously 5 goals, 2 try assists, 3 line break assists, and the try for him. Decent run meters, decent kick meters. Obviously missed a few tackles and a couple of errors, but that's going to happen with these types of players. And yeah, you take the 53 after a low 35 last week, a much better game. And with a really tough half position, he is very much looming as a good purchase. And it's definitely that way in Supercoach with Cleary and Hines out and only the 2 half spots. But in fantasy, he's very, very close to being that guy that you probably need over the bye period because of the the amount of players that are out. Could be Dylan Brown, Walker, are kind of the 2 combinations at the moment. Nigel Cook started 49 for him with that try, so that was a nice set play actually. I enjoyed watching that one, but a decent score. If you held on, you should have held on. That was the play. Good stuff. Take the 49 to the bank. Terrell May, 46 with 4 offloads in this one, and he had no missed tackles, which was great. For anyone who's still holding on, the way that this bench kind of set itself up led to him getting a few extra minutes with Nafahu White being out from this game. I'm not sure if that's going to happen next week at all, but obviously it looked like they didn't need him as much. But they did have a couple of changes with Smith and Nafahu out, which led to, I think, May getting a few extra minutes, and he did really well in that time out there. So he actually, over the last 2 weeks, he'll hold his price, which is pretty crazy. After we all thought he was just going to hemorrhage cash, he's gone bang bang with 2 good scores. So well done for holders there. Jackson Ford 45, keep holding on to him. Manu 40 with a good amount of attacking stats there. The 3 line break assists, getting him out to Dom Young there. The line break and the try assist as well. Very, very impressive in those plays, and 2 offloads as well. Just the run meters were down at 80, but again it was Dom Young that was dominating that front, no pun intended. Tohu 38, so 73 minutes for him, but just the base stats so down. Obviously in this one you can tell that where the attack was being displayed, and it was on the edges. So you got Jackson Ford there with 41 tackles. Usually if it's played a little bit more through the middle, you will see Tohu getting big tackle numbers, and you can see really Adam Fennell-Blake with 21 tackles in 69 minutes. So they did not run very much near Tohu or AFB throughout this game. Mitch Barnett got 24 tackles on his edge, so a little bit low there. Dylan Walker did some good work through the middle. Did he limp off with injury? He had a bit of an injury in the back end of that game, didn't he? So I'm not sure how that ended up actually. There you go. So Tohu, not great. Still hold on, but he's going to start losing a little bit of cash. We can't sell anyone that isn't injured at the moment. Barnett 35, Walker 35 for those that bought. Not the end of the world, but just shows that him at 560, you have to continue scoring well in the 40s and 50s, and that's not in Dylan Walker's history. Berry's 35, Suoli'i 33, a lovely line break try assist there. Kiri 32, obviously taking a little bit more of a back seat, down to 153 on the kick meter side. Spencer Len, you got 32, again, not going for him. Wade Egan off the bench this week and got 28, so he has had a bit of a tough few weeks to be fair, and that's the way that they played this one, but they were already down 22-0 by the time he came on, so that was obviously frustrating. Would have been frustrating for him anyway. Hopefully for owners he goes back into starting next week and has a good crack at it. Sean Johnson with 25 came off after 67 minutes. Obviously with his pec injury, the 6 missed tackles was always going to happen, and a very strong left-hand side attack from Roosters led to this one being a bit of a tough game for Johnson. Got some good kick meters still at 329. Got that try assist as well. He's looming as a sell, unfortunately, with the injury, but we do need to find out a little bit more. I think if it's a 1 to 2 week injury, then they have their buy in round 13. I think that he's a hold, but we'll have to find out, as I said, during the rest of the week. And that's all on that front. Hargraves in his 300th for the Roosters. Congratulations to him. And let's move it on. Titans and the Cowboys. So for Fifita, what a banger of a score. Another one, 73 for him. He's made money on his starting price, which is super impressive there. 862k, he got a 73, involved in everything, the try assist as well. He's crushing it. Good stuff for Fifita. Again, it was last week or the week before. Sorry, this week just gone or the week before that you had to buy him if you were going to. Now you have to wait until after Origin, to be honest. But for more, much improved game from him. Good run meters now and got that line break in there. So much better on his front and no negatives. And he even had an escape from in-goal as well. So good stuff, Bowie. And helped me in Supercoach. And if you bought a couple of weeks ago in fantasy, you would have been a little bit frustrated with that 35 last week. But a much better game here. And he's starting to randomly show snippets of what he was like the year before his ACL injury. So that's good. Brimson owners, you'll be very, very happy with the score at 61 with that try saver turnover tackle as well. That one I burn out every week unless it's my own player. It's not going to change that one. Try, a line break, 7 tackle breaks, 21 tackles in the 6 jersey. It was very, very impressive. So run meters were down a little bit, but tackles were up. So offset there. But he was still involved in everything and he was in all their shape. He was in there when the ball was bouncing around. So great stuff from him. Hopefully for owners, his groin isn't too bad. Hopefully for non-owners like myself, that it's a 1 week injury. I think 1 week's fair. Getting back for round 12, very important one with a few nights out. He's very much going to be needed in that week. And then he can score well again. So that's my non-owner hat. But I think it's like with an injury that didn't look great, sounds like he's in a better spot than not. But again, we have to check for scans with Brimo and go from there. Griffin Neem, what a game from him. 58 in 51 minutes. He did pick up a line break, but he had 37 tackles, no misses, and 130 metres. So that's a massive uptick from what he's been providing. And if this is something to look at going forward with Griffin, 50 minutes, he won't get 58 every week, but it could be a 40. So we'll have to do a bit more of a deep dive into him this week, given the mid position for round 13, 14 might be a little bit dire, although we didn't lose any across this week, apart from Plath for 1 week, it looks like. So we'll find out there. But yeah, Griffin, great score, 406k, very, very cheap. Someone to take note of. Ruben Cotter, the man deserves so much more, doesn't he? 57 tackles. Yes, he missed a few, but it's going to happen when your defensive line's in disarray. Did have an error in there when he was trying to score that try, so he could have had an 80 again, and then 2 penalties, unfortunately. So yeah, he worked really hard. 57, happy as Larry as an owner. At least holding the next few weeks, and then we can decide from there. Cleese Haas got the 80 minutes in the end after all the injuries, so 57, did really well. Jojo Fafita, big score as well. It was plenty of them in this game, so 50 plus was the name of the game in this one, apart from my boy JJ. But yeah, 4 and 56 and 59 minutes. He crushed it as the main half in this one, which is what we saw a bunch of weeks ago, but he went off with a hamstring injury and don't expect him back anytime soon, unfortunately. So that's Kieran. Jeremiah, 54 for him. Did a great job, 2 tries again. Yes, missing a lot of tackles as well. So, yeah, still something to sort out. But in attack, he's one of our best. JJ, 48 for him. So, with Titans having the ball plenty, like he ended up, unfortunately, just not getting the big tackle numbers that he has been getting. So, a lot of the time he was on the park in the first half especially. And then the second half, the regularity of the Cowboys spreading it left and right just meant it kept bypassing Jolliffe. Like, he still got some work in, but to play 70 minutes, that's why it wasn't so high. No tackle breaks, no offloads as well, with his 146 metres, which was good. It was just the tackle numbers were a bit down. So 48's fine for what he's been providing for us. It's been great. For non-owners of Grant, this was a happier event that Robson didn't get 70, to be honest with you, but 43 still outdid Grant, and he's averaging 2 more points than Grant. So well done for Robson owners. It's been a good ride so far, that's for sure. Val Holmes, he already blew up at you last night. I love you, but put the ball down. He ended up with 39 somehow after that. So yeah, good run meters. As I said, it was spread left to right. Drinkwater, plenty of run meters. Same with Holmes, Valame, all the rest. But 39, if you do own him, you take that for sure. There is a chance he doesn't make Origin now, in my opinion. Just hasn't played well all year. Well enough anyway. And we know what Billy can be like with his selections. But anyway, Lukey, welcome back game for him, 38. Again, have a little look next week. If he can get a few more minutes, then sweet. But I do think that 50 to 60 is going to be the name of his game. And he might score a try against the Bunnies, although it's probably up against Keon. But again, yeah, it's an interesting one. Do you want a guy that's had a bunch of injuries at this point of the season who you're going to have to trade out again and doesn't get 80 minutes? It's a bit of an awkward one. Felton, Lolo, 37. Randall, 34. McKaylee, 33. Had a couple of stints in this one, 17, and then came on for like 8, I think, in the second stint. And just loves an offload. Doesn't care where it goes. It was like, good that he was getting in and working hard, but he just wants to offload every time he runs the ball. And he's just, like, there was twice that Cotter was near him, and he just threw it next to him on the ground, and it kind of stuffed up our sequences. So that was frustrating, for sure. But just at least he provides some energy. Like, that's something that the Cowboys need. If you've grabbed him this week, 33, you make some money. Good stuff. Dearden, 32, bit of a down one from him. Obviously, with the state of play, like he got most of his points in base. Fodawaker with 31 in 60 minutes. So he just goes back to just plodding around, not doing a lot. But obviously, for him, as I said, in the middle, there weren't a lot of tackles to go around. He did miss a few, obviously, which hurt a little bit. Neg 10 overall, and got the 31. Valea, he ended up not being too bad in this one. He got some good run meters at 186, which helped. But yeah, not someone we want to look at in this very poor Cowboy side right now. Aaron Clark with 30. Pahulu with 30 as well. Drinkwater down at 27. Very frustrated with that. He ended up kicking that last goal too, which was, helpful as an owner for sure. But yeah, 4 missed tackles, 2 errors. Nothing really going on. 1 offload, 2 tackle breaks. That's about it. Keeney with 26. So he ended up having a better game than what he did in all the times that we owned him. So that was fun. Harley Smith-Shields with the injury as well. Drinkwater, you can still buy him next week. He'll be under 700k now, which is cool. But also be worried a little bit about the Cowboys as well. I just don't see him playing Origin though, so that's safe in that front. Finafiaki 23, he's getting closer to a sell, but if there's an injury in any one of these games, or he's also going to play big minutes when Nanai goes to Origin in round 13. So if he can hold on till then, he could be that edge for you in round 13. So again, with warm bodies being the play and not selling guys that are playing, he's not going to lose too much money after this 23. You got to get through another couple of weeks before a good score in round 13, potentially 14 as well. So keep that in mind. And then maybe you sell when they have their bye 16, 19. Only other one to talk about, guys, was that of Sam Verrills, 15 in 22 minutes. Yes, he ended up getting shifted, and that was kind of the news come like Wednesday, was that they would likely do that move with Brimson to 6. But now that they've got too many issues, I think Randall will probably stay at 6, and Verrills will go back to 9, and they'll have to go into next game like that. Apparently Weaver's injured as well, so they haven't really got anyone to call on. So Verrills, I think, likely goes into 9, and if you did buy him, don't panic. He's likely to get that spot now. But yeah, it was all changing during the week very, very quickly after team lists. That's for sure. So we'll leave it at that, guys. Got to head off to work. Thanks for jumping in and listening and watching this video or this podcast and getting all your knowledge ready for round 11. It's going to be a fun week. I'm off to Magic Round, obviously, and I'll get everything done for you before that, which will be great. I'm leaving on Friday morning. I'll get that video done maybe Thursday night. We'll see how that ends up. But thanks for being here, guys. We'll catch you in the next video.